Robots Radio presents...
Previously on Ambrosia Island.
A red line wall, big question mark, Fellowship of Nature's Salvation.
And book.
Necronomicon, that book would lead us to salvation.
Oh, all right then. I'll have a quick read of this one.
And whatever these mooks tell us.
You're going to tell us what we need to know?
Otherwise, I'll rip your fucking teeth out.
The cleansing of the earth in service of those who deserve to be here.
Of course. And what has he promised you?
We are the ones that will survive.
What are we going to do with them?
I want to grow up one of them.
Father will grab both hands and bundle them together.
He's down.
We need to get rid of this luggage.
Slight tremble in his hand as he raises a cigarette to his lips.
I would like to make a call to one of my cleaners.
You're no longer in this room. Big ball of flame. And is looking right at you. And you wake up and you unclench your hand and it's a note. The one won't be the same and fears being undone. John, jolting up awake, wakes you up here. And two of you look at one another.
And now,
For Father John, there is a moment where you lock eyes with Pierre as he saw you with the paper in hand that is seemingly apparated out of nowhere while everyone else in the room is sound asleep and there's just you two staring at one another.
What are you?
I think it's just a bad dream.
Is there a roll that I can do?
What are you trying to do?
Is there like
sir?
a no roll? See if I can
yeah,
piece
psychology.
anything
Oh,
together?
give me a
Psychology.
Okay.
Sorry.
Shh. Please let me keep. Psychology roll.
It's mine.
Okay. I mean, this isn't going to go very well. Or is it?
How insightful of you.
That's a 3, which
Nice.
which falls under my 10%.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
Pierre, it is quite obvious to you as a man who puts on many hats that
Literally.
Father John is wearing a bit of a mental hat at the moment. One that is shrouding something. It's clearly holding back something. As to what?
Listen here, old boy. What do I need to tell you in order to get the right sort of information?
Do you know there's certain need to know things? At the moment, things are at a need to know basis. Garrison didn't tell you everything. I'm not telling you everything either. When I think you need to know, you'll know.
Listen, if I'm going to be honest, I didn't realize how deep this was going to be going.
Father John, can you make a bit of a spot roll for me?
What?
Why is he speaking with a bloody English accent?
I got nothing. No, I fail on my spot roll.
You are so engrossed in this lie you're telling. You don't.
It doesn't click to me that
It doesn't click.
not
It does
speaking.
not click.
with his accent. Yeah,
It doesn't click.
with his dialect. Yeah, I presumed as much. I think what's important tonight for you right now, is you go back to sleep and you sleep dreamlessly.
Wait, of course you're correct. Silly me, it's been a very long day, won't you? Sleep well.
Sleep well.
Bonne nuit.
Dream of
Friend.
Paris. Dream of cognac and cigarettes.
He turns his back and rolls over.
What the fuck?
Pierre, as Pierre hopefully is nodding off to sleep. John, you're left with your... John, you are left with your... Not only your thoughts, but this apparent dream that you've had.
Mm-hmm.
And this note. Can you give me a bit of insight in how Father John's feeling right now? And
This is about what he expected. It's terrifying. These glimpses into the abyss, peerings behind the curtain. But it's part and parcel of who and what he is.
Is he satisfied enough to go to sleep?
He is. It has been a wonderful dream. Very insightful.
Father John passes into the night. You awake to a rap at the door.
Hey, Mia, can you sort that for us?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Maybe with the gun in hand. Let me get my rifle.
Hey, just use a pistol, don't need a... Jeez Louise.
So, I mean, if you head up to the front door...
Who's there?
Room service.
Do I know?
This is
do
not
I
the
recognize
hotel.
that voice?
You don't recognize the voice, but you understand the code word.
Yeah. Yeah. I got some trash to take out. Just come on in.
Some dirty
All
laundry.
right.
They, the door's locked. You mind unlocking the door?
This is Marge Simpson.
It's more Patty, I think.
It's a great voice.
Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
wonderful.
I was going for Krusty, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to have my gun just in case. I know who they are, but you know, you
Come
can't.
on, don't keep us waiting out here all day.
Yeah. I grab my gun.
Get
I
out of the
kinda
rooms to service.
stick it into my skirt, and I open the door. Yeah, it's nice to see you too, asshole.
One person comes in. He's wearing an apron. Looks like one of the hotel, what would pass for a hotel staff. You're clearly not a hotel. They're not that conspicuous. But one comes in, a second comes in, a third comes in, a fourth comes in, a fifth comes in. 5 men. They've got various kind of buckets and assortments, and they bring in various jugs and the like. And they just nod to you, Mina. Survey the area. What needs to be done?
All right, so basically the dead weight, these things over here, we just need them disposed of. But we've got a bit of this needs to be handled a bit more carefully. This is organic matter, so I need you to kind of keep it safe and kind of let it decay, as it were. So it's not being disposed of; it's just being stored. Do I make myself clear?
Absolutely. You've had quite a busy night, I take it.
Yeah, well, you know me. I'm a modern woman. I can have it all.
I don't know you, but that's all right. They get to work. 2 of them immediately bustle up the third living mook and take him out.
Would anyone like a cup of tea?
Hey, I'd love a cup of tea.
I'll get the kettle on.
All right.
What about you, boys?
You're talking to the cleaners?
Yeah.
I'm a coffee man.
I'll get the pot of that going as well.
There are basic amenities in the kitchen. You can, by all means, you can.
How did you
Roll
sleep?
for coffee.
I had a great night. Fellas, did you pick up the paper?
What?
Did you pick up today's paper?
Do I look like a paper boy
I
to you?
just thought you might have brought... That's all right.
No, I don't have a paper.
All right, I'll just... And John will step out and walk down and grab a newspaper.
Absolutely. And in the meantime, one of that particular man comes up to you and goes, "Oh, by the way, boss, we got this for you. It's from the boss man."
Thanks. I'll take that.
He shuffles off and he gets to his way. They get to cleaning.
What is it?
It's a note from your dad. It's
Okay.
clearly stamped with his seal, so to speak.
Is there like an area that's not? Is it just one room with like a little kitchenette, or is there?
There's a bathroom.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and give it a squeeze.
Yep. So you open it up and it's handwritten by your father. It just says, "To my favorite daughter.
God damn it.
I understand you've had a bit of a busy night. I'm glad to know that you're safe." And he goes on to say, as per your conversation with the people last night, I hear talk that you were looking to get out of the country. I know you said you like to do things on your own, but allow me to be of service. This evening, you head down to the airstrip. You know the one. We have an empty plane. It's waiting for you. Take you anywhere you need to go. Use this service. Come back quick. And then continue the work that you're meant to do here. Love, your favorite father.
Dad joke.
Superb.
Wait, how did he know that you want to leave the country?
You mentioned it in your phone call before when you were mentioning it last night. You did
Oh,
mention
wow.
if we needed to go out of the country. So.
Things get back to him real fast.
What do you mean? He's got his fingers in every
Oh,
pie.
yeah. Well,
Especially his
he's a don.
daughters.
Yeah.
He's a don, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Pierre, can I borrow a lighter?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. And he goes into the kitchen to follow Jan.
I'm just gonna burn the letter. You know.
one of those sparks comes out and sets fire to the apartment. No, I'm joking.
Turns into a small flame demon.
In a puff of smoke, it completely disappears. It basically self-destructs.
Oh, I think my bacon is burning. Oh, no, it's fine.
It's just more shady dealings, says Pierre, coming out behind Jan.
Well, I suppose that's to be expected. At least she is good with the Tommy gun, eh?
Yeah, of course.
Are you a tea or a coffee sort of man, Pierre?
No, you just give me the empty cup. I'll make do.
To stare into mournfully.
You could say that. I'm a real Sartre.
I've not read any Sartre myself, but I understand what you're saying. Yesterday was a bit disturbing, so I understand the desire to stare into a cup mournfully.
You getting a pot on or what? I want an espresso.
It's more of a filter coffee here in the United States.
Just give it to me black then.
While this lovely conversation is going on, John, were you actually going to grab a paper?
Yeah, I want to see what's in. I want to see if anything from our adventures last night got printed.
Yeah.
I don't imagine it would have. The American printing press is not that fast, and the news was not that
it was
quick.
very late. Yeah.
But
Just in case.
Absolutely.
Just in case.
So you head over, you go about a couple of streets down. Soon enough, you will find a news vendor.
Extra! Read all about it! You, sir! You look like a reader!
Hi, all right there, screechy child.
My name's Sam.
All right, Sam. I'll grab one of those papers from you.
That'll be... what's the currency in 1935?
Probably a quarter.
That'll be
Or
A dime
A
or so.
dime.
Yeah,
a
dime.
Yeah.
Dime.
For call me Screech, it's 2 dimes.
Yeah, give him the money.
Come on, old man, come on.
I'm laughing too much. I can't get into the Irish accent. I give him the money. I walk away. I walk away fast. So Screeching Sam is never heard or seen of again.
He says Screeching Sam.
You know,
The paper boy.
They call me Screeching Sam. I don't know why.
some
That is
characters,
a recurring character.
some characters are hit and some characters are missed. It's up to you where that character
one's
falls.
out.
Yeah, it's really. This is the point we get inundated by fan reactions. Bring back
Screeching Sam.
So,
welcome back,
John, do you open the paper before
What is
you...
in the paper?
I'll scan the headlines. I'm not going to open it up properly. I'll just have a quick scan of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an expose, really, into the nightlife, really, and how the town has kind of had a bit of an upswing in people coming to New York and really enjoying it. It's basically a puff piece for New York in general. It's a bit of a slow news day.
Yeah.
So, you know...
How great is America? Europe had that awful war, and we don't, and we're a great country of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, You're heading into... It's the Great Depression, you know. New York's a good place to be. It's fun. It's
Stimulate
exciting.
that economy.
Yeah. Nothing bad. Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a piece about, if you look through about the Candy Club from a little while back, but it's a nice piece.
Yeah, great. I'm just scanning headlines. I won't read it. I'm going to take it up so I can have my tea and the newspaper.
Before this happens, I was going into the kitchen to have a conversation with Jörn, if that's okay.
Yeah. So as our Father John is shaking off Screeching Sam from his mind, we cut back to the kitchen,
and I'm serving up some bacon and eggs.
Listen, Jörn, before you go back in, you're right. There's a lot of shady dealings going on with, of course, Nicolas, as you said yesterday, was this invention which I'd like to hear some more about at some point, but...
it's a bit of I keep it close to my chest.
Sure.
A few people have tried to get a hold of it.
Of course. It's,
not that I don't trust you, but...
Well, this is the other thing that I want to talk to you about. You should keep an eye on Father John. He's hiding something from us.
I think perhaps Garrison hired us because we all have a little something to hide.
At the expense of each other?
Well, I hope not. But what makes you think he is keeping something dangerous from us?
Some things that happens at night when we cannot see, and I wish.
You're speaking very cryptically. Are you okay? Are you sure you do not want a coffee?
Maybe. maybe
I think
Maybe-
perhaps
maybe un café.
seeing a strange ball of fire setting a place alight, and several people get riddled with bullets or fall into the bay, and losing our boss and killing people in this very apartment has maybe rattled you a little bit. Perhaps a bit of food and discussion with our comrades, and we will find a renewed purpose, and you will feel much better.
And he looks down at his mug that's half full of cognac at this stage, and after a second he goes, of course, you're right, you're absolutely right.
You get a big doughy slap on the back.
He holds out his cup for coffee.
And the slap is pretty much coinciding with the front door opening and Father John returning from his newspaper trip.
Oh, is everyone all right then? How's everyone's morning?
Just making a bit of breakfast. I thought we could sit down as a family, and maybe have a talk about what comes next.
So the four of you do have a nice breakfast together, and the workers, all kind of the three that are remaining there, kind of work around you. Mm-hmm. The talk, I would say, would be, unless you're happy to talk around them, you might wait until they're finished up. They work quite efficiently. They work quite quickly, and they don't really talk to you as far as everything's concerned. It's a lovely meal for all of you, just with blood being swept up. And eventually they finish up, they pack up all their things and give a curt nod to Mina.
She nods back.
Nice doing business with you. Hope
Get
to
outta
never
here.
see you again.
Well, who knows? Get out of here.
And they
Hi, God bless.
God don't live in New York.
heads out,
It's a good line.
and they slam the door.
Good coffee, Ern. Fuck, that's nice.
And the four of you are left in a spotless room. No dead cultists, just cognac, coffee, and a priest.
With a cup of tea.
Pierre is playing with his Zippo, just running it along his leg and lighting it and snapping it off again in ad nauseum.
And this is the kind of the first time that the four of you have been able to be alone together after quite a hellacious night, without any sort of interference or anyone else. It's the first time
Imminent
the four of you. Yeah.
So, we've got transport to this island. At night, heading to a hangar, and I've been able to secure a plane to get us to this Ambrosia Island or whatever it is.
So does that include a pilot, or do we need to source that, or?
You know that it includes a pilot.
Do I look like I can fucking drive a plane? No, there's gonna be a pilot there. Jesus.
Wouldn't be surprised, huh?
Would there perhaps be time for me to visit my workshop and grab a couple of things before we head across?
Yeah. There'll be time for that. We should, all make sure that we're equipped and we've got what we need to have before we go.
Where's your workshop there?
Just live in the burbs of New York.
All right, it's based here, is it? In the States?
I am. That's where we came across.
All right, then.
I came to start a new life, sell my inventions. It's going okay. Mr. Garrison, he provided for my family, and I think we owe it to him to try to stop him being sacrificed to bring about the end of the world.
You got family
Yes.
here or from that place you're from?
Norway. It's not that obscure. I know
ignorant Mina.
Americans are rather famous for not knowing about the world politics. I think if there's another great war, perhaps you guys might get involved this time. But
Yeah, don't forget I'm Sicilian as well. It's just I don't really care
Well,
that
I
much
hope,
about up
I hope-
north.
I hope your country is on the right side next time as well.
I mean, it's Norway is
God
in
willing, there won't
South
be another one.
Dakota
I'm sure there
for
won't
next
be.
time.
Got it.
How
We're-
absurd would that be, to have another world-spanning conflict so soon after?
so the
Oh, those
question
people
is,
died.
you got family here or there?
It's here,
Okay.
but
Well,
I'm sure the Division 29 will look after them.
Department.
Department, not the division. That's something completely different.
so you need your tools, some of your
I think I have
doohickeys.
a few things that might help us.
Pierre, do you need to get another bottle of cognac or what?
I have faith in the human race that it will be readily available or something similar wherever I am. Who knows? Maybe I'll find my new favorite drink on this Ambrosia.
On an island. Maybe it's fucking coconut water. Yeah.
You can distill anything.
I don't know if we'll be able to make it in one trip with a small small plane, small charter. We'll need to do a stopover probably in London, will we not?
That is what I imagined, and perhaps we have to charter a boat.
I think we might. I'll have a look at the map.
It's worth looking at the map there.
Yeah.
So you have a look, and it's on the map there. It was on that map. It doesn't show the island, obviously, the map that he pointed to.
Yeah.
But you feel confident enough that at least Mina knows that you won't need to make a stopover.
Okay.
It'll be a clear shot as long as you can potentially get an idea of where it is. And make a no roll for me.
Bit worried about landing on the island.
That's what I was worried about as well.
It's not very sly bringing a prop plane in.
But also
But it is the
whether it
most
has
direct.
whether it has a landing strip or not.
And we're stuck in the fucking North Sea. Nowhere to land.
Yeah, that's a pass.
Yeah. You get an inkling that you might get more by looking through the book. You saw that initial...
I figured that.
You saw that initial map, but you didn't really get a chance to really squiz through it and kind of look. But as far as getting a more specific idea of where this place is, that's your best bet.
All right, so I'll open up the book.
And you've got today at least 5 p.m. being your time frame that the plane's going to take off. Mm-hmm. Whatever you guys need to do today, that's kind of your time frame that you're working with.
So Father will open the book and find the map section that was folded down, reopen that.
Yep.
And show it to his compatriots, the other investigators.
So as you guys kind of have a look at the book, you see similar to what John found is that it is in English technically, but it seems both incomplete and kind of, for what modern audiences would say, Google translated over and over again.
Could it be a cipher?
A cipher, potentially. You kind of get the idea that it does kind of make sense, but it's kind of sentences don't end. It could be a cipher, or it could just be a very bad translation. But if you get a look at the island, and per what John saw before, you don't get an idea of its scale, but it looks like that the island itself, while quite circular, has a horseshoe around the edges, which looks like forest, and the rest of it is just flat land.
It's a bit of a stretch, but knowing other languages, would that help Pierre to sort of understand the structure of how this has been translated?
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
When does the map look like it was created? Is it a recent map, or is it an old map?
No, it looks quite old. The book itself is quite well worn. It's weathered. It's hard to tell because obviously it was quite waterlogged at the time.
The map is part of the book. It wasn't inserted into the book.
No,
you said it's folded out.
No, it's quill. It's ink.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's
actually-
hand-drawn.
Everything is hand drawn, as in someone has specifically.
But it wasn't. The book wasn't made and the map inserted later.
No.
It was made at the same time.
Yes, correct.
Cool.
As far as you can
So
tell.
it wouldn't show any modern features like if someone had built an airstrip on it.
No. That you don't get an indication of.
So where it's in between. Where is it in between?
It's in between England and Norway.
Yeah.
It's in the North Sea, essentially. Yeah.
It's one of those things where, Father, you get the idea that you may need to spend more time looking through this book to maybe get a bit of a contextual idea on how to get here.
There's more to be studied then.
All right. Well, welcome to. I'm welcome for anyone who wants to study this thing with me to figure out where this thing is, as much as we can figure out. As much as this book has directions.
Knowledge is power.
I'll stick around, of course.
All right. So, Mia.
I need to make some calls. Maybe make some visits. I got stuff to run, and I'm not really a reader, so.
I don't mean to be presumptuous, Mia, but since we're going to be on this island, perhaps we should make some packs or some rations.
Yeah,
or
I'll get some supplies. That's I can get that.
some ropes or something. Some effectively, I suspect it'd be like
can,
an expedition.
Who can shoot a gun?
I have my sporting rifle. I shoot at an amateur level, but I can hit the target.
Yeah.
Of course, I can shoot a gun.
What kind of gun? Handguns?
If
Pierre was in the Great War.
put it in my hand and I will pull the trigger.
Okay.
I've got a pistol that I can shoot. I have it. It's mine. I don't like to carry it, but
Well, we're gonna be carrying for this trip, so if you need ammo, let me know. I can, make some calls, get some things, get some supplies while y'all, having a light read.
If you could get a couple of boxes of .306.
Yeah, I can do that.
I like the sound of this. The 4 units packing.
Roll to Cast Ambrosia Island is a Baby Beard Media production. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all our podcasts are on Spreaker, Spotify, YouTube, and all good podcatchers. You can support us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/babybeard. Pulp Cthulhu and all associated properties are trademark of Chaosium Inc. Used with permission.
You've been listening to a Robots Radio podcast. Smart shows for interesting people. Check out all the shows at robotsradio.net.
Ahoy there, ye landlubbers! Avast! My name is Captain Logan, and I'll be your guide out on the Sea of Thieves. If you love the idea of stealing treasure, cutting down cursed skeletons, fighting off krakens, and raiding forts filled to the brim with shinies, then Sea of Thieves is the game for you. Join me each week as I dive into the news and bring back the nuggets of information that any sailor worth their weight in salt would desire. You don't have to be a pirate legend to gain access to my podcast. Just search for Keelhauled, a Sea of Thieves podcast in your podcast app of choice, or head over to robotsradio.net or captainlogan.podbeam.com and get ready to set sail for adventure. Arrgh.